Hello, APB. I'm Jesse Knapp, the lead gameplay designer. Chris Collins couldn't be with us today because he's on holiday.
And I'm EJ Moreland, the lead designer, and we're here to actually have a special Q&A session with you guys.
That's right. So what do we got today, EJ?
So the first question I want to get into is DJ Jeffrey asks, "Hi, I was wondering if you guys will be adding browser versions of the editors pre-release so that we can mess around with those things before we lose game time doing it."
That sounds like a question for you.
Yeah, probably so. So we're definitely going to look into doing browser versions of the editors, but not for first release. I would expect that to be something you see trickle in, perhaps, in the first couple of releases, but you never know.
Later.
Yeah. Next question. Travis Morgan wants to know, is there a limit for the number of custom images placed on a single piece of clothing, or a limit for the total number of layers? Sounds like one for you.
I'll take that one. So there are some limits. We want to give you guys as much freedom as possible when you're customizing your characters and vehicles and symbols, but at the same time we've got some maximum sizes. There are limits both for individual symbols, vehicles overall, and specific clothing items as well as the overall character. We've tried to structure these so that you can have lots of customized items on your character at the same time, and you don't get yourself stuck where you've got a really cool jacket that you just can't ever wear.
So Brandon wants to know, how many characters will they get to have per account?
More than one.
Definitely more than one, but we haven't decided exactly how many.
That's right.
Question number 5 from Hyperion from APB Evolved. Hey, APB Evolved, guys. So far from the video, it seems that cars go from being in perfect shape to exploding. Do you actually have damage states, and what are they like?
So we do have damage states. We have damage to the body of the vehicles as well as smoke and flames that come up when the vehicles get really low on health. We will not, however, have breaking glass for the release of APB.
No shooting through windshields. So Craig asks, when will the next wave of beta invites come out? And when will the game actually release? So that's probably one for me.
Yeah, I think I'll let you answer that one.
So we're always trickling in new beta players. We're certainly going to be sending out invites after the first year for another big push. So expect to see that January-ish or so. The game still doesn't have an exact release date, but we're still looking at spring 2010. So, Daniel Braddock wants to know, how is ammo handled in game? Do you have to get stuff off players, or does it regenerate, or do you have to go to a shop?
I'll take that one.
Okay.
So the way ammo works in APB is you actually buy it. It's one of the things you pay for. You can store large amounts of ammunition. There are various places around the environment that you can purchase or just refill your ammo from your stores, as well as upgrades that player characters and vehicles can get that allow you to have kind of mobile roaming resupply stations, which are really handy in the middle of a match.
So Anonymous asks, will there be weather and a day-night cycle?
So if you're talking about rain and snow, that's not something that's in the cards for the first release of APB, but we do have a day-night cycle already.
Cool. So Wes wants to know, do you have to pick an organization before you start the game or once you're in game?
So you do have to pick a faction. You're either a criminal or an enforcer, and as of right now, there's no crossing those lines. However, organizations are actually large groups in the city that the player can choose to work for. So any organization that is willing to talk to your faction is available for you to engage with once you're in the game.
I think I have another one for you. Gunnar wants to know, how does leveling work? Are there any upgrades? Are there any attributes that go up as you level? How does that whole system work?
Right, so this is one of my favorite questions. We actually don't have any abstract statistics or skills or attributes in APB. Your character is your character, and you play with skill. However, we do have some items available that you can gain that allow you to upgrade your character, weapons, vehicles, and equipment as you play through the game.
Cool. So Ardab wants to know, are we getting dual wield?
Dual wield. Well, we're definitely not getting dual wield for first release, but who knows what could happen afterwards.
Definitely a post-release consideration.
I'd like it.
Me too. Evan wants to know, will there be any performance customization on vehicles?
So we do have some limited performance customization. There's an upgrade you can get for your vehicle that acts as a nitro boost for a short period of time, as well as upgrades that increase the health and armor of your vehicle, increase the damage it does when ramming other vehicles, and some fun stuff like that.
And Nick wants to know, will there be any kind of nudity in the game? So that's probably one for me.
Yeah, I'm going to totally leave that one to you, Uncle H.
So we're a mature theme game. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to have nudity. And in fact, probably the only place you'll see any nudity at all is probably in these podcasts. So I think that's about it.
And that's a podcast I'm not going to be in.
Me neither. I think that's one for Collins.
No comment.
So thank you for tuning in and listening to our answers. Definitely.
Wait, before we go, I got a couple things I want to remind you guys about.
Fair enough.
If you want to sign up for APB, come to apb.com. You can sign up for our beta. If you've got any questions or comments for the podcast, you can email at podcast@apb.com. And again, come to apb.com and check out our website and see what's going on.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, and we'll see you sometime in the future.